Yo, what is going on? Good morning. This is Andrew, ZERODRAWDREW, Pip Catchers Administration. Welcome back to another video. If you're new, like this, subscribe. Keep us motivated to drop this content out every day, every week. Let's get into it. So we're here with a weekly analysis. It is Sunday, September 25th, 2022. As you can see, we took a strong dip in the market overall on the weekly chart. As you can see, we had this aggressive sell-off from historic low support. Fucking that is crazy. 600 pips. I didn't even think it dropped that far, but apparently it did. As you can see, this thing fucking sold off 600 pips from historic lows. Shit is getting fucking scary, guys. So yeah, anyways, looking at this, we are in uncharted zones, so we are just going to trade what we see. But overall, sell liquidity is taken, but who the hell knows how far this thing can go. But we're just going to react to what we see, kind of play it by day. So if you look on the weekly chart, like I said, we sold off. On the daily chart, we sold off, and there is nothing to look left to. So we just got to play with the new levels and react and play it by day. As you can see right here, on the hourly chart, we're looking at this support level, this 1.08350 support level. We're looking at this 1.09350 support level. Wow, that is 100 pips. And then we're also looking at these levels over here. So we are going to break it down to a smaller time frame. That way we could see a little bit more, right? So on the 15-minute chart, as you can see, that 950 level. We're also looking at that 400 level. We're looking at that 150 level, this trend line up here, and you know, this trend line and this resistance level up here. You could also look at this descending trend line where seller liquidity is at the moment. That's really all we have to measure off of this. So what I would do is I would wait for a session of your choice and just kind of react to the levels listed. I do think that, you know, this thing did sell off hard. It technically can keep dropping, but we might need a pullback before it could continue to drop. So looking at the 15-minute chart, all seller liquidity is below here. So we might see bullish price action happen below this level, maybe get a bear trap there, and then start to move up to these resistance levels listed. You know, like I said, buyer liquidity can be above one of these levels, but overall I do think we want to, you know, maybe trap bears and move up to the trend line above. Okay, so that's GBP USD. Everything is kind of reading similar price action, so just stick with me. And yeah, so GBP JPY, similar shit. We had a strong sell-off. As you can see right here, we are at that 155,500 support level. Came right at that level and found support. Didn't take out that level. So technically, seller liquidity really isn't grabbed. This thing can continue. It's just not reading any signs to continue selling at the moment. Right? On the daily chart, like I said, we're at that support level. We might get some price action here. We might find support short term, and then maybe take it out later in the week. All buyer liquidity is up at that 158, 177. So there is a chance that maybe we push back up to that level, trap bulls there, and then possibly come down. Right? On the hourly chart, we don't have much to work with. On the hourly chart, as you can see, price is just dropping. But on the 15-minute chart, we do have a little bit more price action. So similar to GBP USD, we got these resistance levels over here where all buyer liquidity is sitting. You can kind of look at this and have a descending trend line. Maybe if we pop out, come back in, you could look for that buy opportunity in one of the levels listed. And then maybe later in the week, we might form price action over here and set up for the next position. But you guys just want to wait for this session and just kind of play it by day. Alright, so that is GBP JPY. If you're a little confused, I will go over everything one more time at the end real quick. Or you could shoot me a DM and I'll be happy to help you guys out. Right, so Euro USD, same thing. We sold off very aggressive last week. Last week was a fucked up week because we had the Fed hiked rates again. which I would have expected a different reaction, but clearly the markets didn't like it. So yeah, things are just not looking good. So yeah, Euro USD on the weekly chart continue to sell off. If you look left, we did hit these levels back in 2002, which is crazy that we are reaching levels from 20 years ago, literally. But seller liquidity is at, to think, wow, 20 fucking years ago, right? Whatever. So seller liquidity overall is below that 0.96130 support level. So price can technically drop a little bit further, you know, across the board. But at that level, you know, we might start to turn around overall with all the other pairs as well. You know, so that might give us a support level for GBP USD where we have nothing to look left to, right? Because, you know, everything is correlated with the dollar, and, you know, it's kind of similar, right? So now if we go down to the daily chart, as you can see, I have that level marked out, that 0.95980 support level. But one thing I do notice is that D extension is at that 95,400 level. So once we get to that level, we might actually drop through, trap bears somewhere around that level. Once we come back in, we might be able to look for that buy opportunity from them. But short term, I don't know if it's going to continue to drop at the moment. You know, doesn't have much price action on the hourly chart, just like all the other pairs. On the 15-minute chart, we do have some price action, but as you can see, all buyer liquidity is above this trend line, these resistance levels. So you guys just want to wait for a session and kind of react to what you see, play it by day. Do think overall all buyer liquidity is up at, you know, maybe right here, this inverted crown U and this trend line right there. So yeah, just look for a reaction to the levels, guys. Wait for the session, play it by fucking day, right? Don't get stuck. You know, aim for a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, get in, get out. You know, we're in a weird spot in the market. Anything could happen at any moment, okay? So yeah, just measure your trades, get in, get out, and that's it, okay? Last but not least, gold. I should have known, you know, it's kind of crazy because I've been talking about gold over these videos over the last, you know, couple months, ever since I started doing these videos, and it kind of called a lot of this stuff that's happened. I did know that price was going to drop down to the 1676 support level, but sort of in denial because of all the other pairs being at historic lows. You know, I guess that's just another learning experience for me. But it's kind of crazy, you know, everything did happen to drop through that support level, right? So looking at gold overall, seller liquidity is fucking grabbed. We technically can start to come back into value. We got a lot of sellers in here right now. People think that it's, you know, gonna drop off the map, but honestly, if this weekly candle gets taken out and then we find support back in that 76 value, you know, we might get a good push up with gold overall. You know, you got to think back to COVID, right? When COVID started, right, everything initially dropped and then rallied. Asset classes like gold, Bitcoin, they all took a dive before they started to skyrocket. So this might just be something like that. Because if all the currencies are dying out in the world, I would think people would start to move back towards gold and silver until, you know, something becomes more certain, right? So gold overall, like I said, seller liquidity is grabbed at these levels, right? But guys, at the same time, like, you want to be smart, so I'd be hedged. You know, I'd have money in everything. You know, like have a couple, you know, have some money in gold, have some money in silver, have some money in crypto. You know, that way, if your dollar becomes valueless, you have other asset classes. Maybe buy some land. Make sure you have food, whatever important stuff. Just make sure you are smart with this, because, you know, we are in a weird position in the market, but, you know, I guess we will recover, right? So gold overall, seller liquidity is grabbed at that 1676 support level on the daily chart. As you can see, we started to find support at that level. Right now, we just knocked out all those buyers. So yeah, technically we can start to come back up into value and start to push up to the one of the resistance levels listed on the hourly chart. I don't really see any reason to buy yet, but something might set up overnight. I just don't see any reasons to buy yet on the hourly chart. On the 15-minute chart, similar story to all the other pairs. We got the descending trend line over here. You can kind of use that as like a resistance level. Maybe seller liquidity is below there. maybe look for bear traps and then trade towards one of the levels listed, right? Like I said, guys, you want to get in and out, just end it by day, right? So we're going to go over this real quick before I wrap this video up. Just going to be repeating myself, but I'll do it real quick for you guys. So GBP USD overall, we dropped to, you know, solid liquidity levels. It's 1618 extension is taken. So we might get a pullback overall in the beginning of the week, right? On the daily chart, sold off aggressive into uncharted territory. On the hourly chart, we're looking at all these levels listed. You know, on the 15-minute chart, you could use these levels as sell liquidity levels. These are buy liquidity levels. Just like wait for a session and kind of react to what you guys see, okay? So that's GBP USD, GBP JPY. We dropped hard, came to that neckline, didn't take out that neckline, so that's giving me reason to believe we could continue to move south, but price action might set up. I don't see any price action on the hourly chart, so we just want to give it some time. The 15-minute chart, we got these levels listed. Like I said, just wait for a session, react to what you see, but overall, we might get a bullish candle here. That bullish candle might get taken out and then, you know, maybe start to move down, right? So that is GBP JPY, Euro USD, you know, sold off. You know, if you look left, we get approaching 02 levels, so we technically can take out that level. On the daily chart, the D extension is at that 400 support level, so we can technically drop through that, maybe find price action over there. On the hourly chart, I don't see any reason to continue shorting yet. I would wait for price action. Like I said, all buyer liquidity is at one of these levels listed over there at that U, so on, so forth, right? So that is your USD. Gold, just talked about this, but like I said, weekly chart came through that support level. Daily chart found support, took it out. Can technically start to turn around. On the hourly chart, don't see any more price action yet. 15-minute chart, looking at these levels listed. All right, so that's it, guys. It is what it is. You know, we just got to react to what we see. Just kind of play it by day. Take our piece of the fucking pie and move on. You know what I'm saying? If you guys got any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM, Instagram.com/ZeroDrawDrew. I wish I could help you guys out a little bit more, but you guys just gotta do this. Keep going. Learn from everything you fucking do. Get in and out, and just play it by fucking day. Don't complicate this shit, guys. Don't complicate it. Trading is simple. It's all about risk, reward, psychology, skill. Just wrap it up and fucking get paid. All right. So, guys, make sure you like this, subscribe, keep us motivated, drop this shit out. I will see you guys when I fucking see you. Have a fantastic Sunday, and let's go. Peace.